Okay, let's just jump right in. Can a machine, a piece of code, an algorithm, create something that we can truly, genuinely call beautiful? That's the big question we're tackling today.
Everything really starts with this feeling, doesn't it? It doesn't matter who the artist is. If a piece of art stops you dead in your tracks, makes you catch your breath, something has happened. That experience, that little jolt of awe, well, that's what we call beauty.
So, if beauty is really about that powerful emotional response, the next logical question is, can AI actually deliver it? Let's take a look at the evidence, because this new creative force is, well, it's pretty staggering.
I mean, think about it. Today's AI models have basically devoured the entire history of human art. They can learn the wild, emotional brushstrokes of Van Gogh or the dramatic, almost holy light of Caravaggio. You could hang one of these in a gallery, and I promise you, people would stand in front of it completely captivated.
And this creative explosion isn't just for our eyes. AI is composing music, crafting melodies, and producing tracks that can genuinely bring you to tears or make you get up and dance. So the question is, does it really matter who or what is pulling the strings?
And this is where it gets really wild. Look at these numbers. We're not talking about some niche little experiment here. We are talking about millions of monthly listeners on Spotify for music that's completely generated by AI. Projects like Breaking Rust and Blow Records are connecting with huge audiences on a real emotional level.
And here's the crucial part. Your brain is an honest critic. It really is. It doesn't read the artist's bio before it reacts. It just responds to the stimulus, the patterns, the colors, the rhythms. The same tricks of light and shadow that Rembrandt used centuries ago can be used by an AI today. And our brains, well, they light up just the same.
Okay, so case closed, right? Our brains experience beauty from AI, so that's the end of it. Well, not so fast, because there's something a little different about machine-made art, isn't there? Something's missing.
The art that AI often churns out has this signature quality. It's perfect. The lines are just so clean, the composition is mathematically precise, the colors are blended without a single mistake. It's an engineered kind of beauty.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? When something is too perfect, it can feel a little cold, a little sterile. It's like one of those magazine photos that's been airbrushed into oblivion. You can admire it, sure, but do you believe there's a living, breathing soul behind it? Is there life?
And this gets us to a much, much deeper question. Is art really just about the final product, the thing that hangs on the wall? Or is it about the story behind it, the struggle, the intention, the life that was poured into it?
To really dig into that, we've got to put the tech aside for a second and get a little philosophical. We have to explore the very human reasons, the anguish even, that drives us to create anything in the first place. So you take a philosopher like Martin Heidegger. He argued that art isn't just decoration. For him, a great work of art is like a rip in the fabric of our everyday reality, a place where a deeper truth about what it means to be alive suddenly reveals itself. The artist isn't just a maker, they're a channel for that truth.
Then there's Jean-Paul Sartre. He believed we're just thrown into this universe with no script, no rules. We are condemned to be free. And that freedom is terrifying. It forces us to create our own meaning. And from that perspective, art is this desperate, necessary act of defining who we are.
And Albert Camus, he saw the artist as a rebel. Just like Sisyphus, doomed to push that boulder up a hill for eternity, the artist creates in the face of a completely absurd and silent universe. Every single painting, every poem, is an act of defiance. It's shaking a fist at the void.
So you see the common thread here? For these thinkers, human art isn't born from a quest for perfection. It's born from our limits. It comes from the fact that we know we're going to die, from the burden of our freedom, and from the struggle against a universe that just doesn't seem to care.
So if human art is born from all this struggle, from our flaws and our messiness, what does that mean when we stack it up against the perfection of a machine? Well, that's where a really powerful contrast starts to emerge.
This chart just lays it out so clearly. On one side, you've got the machine's engineered perfection. It's all about a polished, flawless result. But on the other, you have human art. It comes from lived experience. It's about an authentic, messy process. It's flawed, and its goal isn't just to repeat beauty, but to reveal some kind of truth.
Think about it. The way Francis Bacon's paintings seem to just melt and distort, that's not some mistake. That's the trace of a trembling hand, of anxiety, of existence itself seeping into the canvas. Those flaws are where the life is. They're what make it real.
But maybe, just maybe, we've been asking the wrong question this whole time. Let's pivot one last time to a really challenging idea.
Just look at a spiral galaxy or the insane detail on a butterfly's wing. Nature didn't intend for any of that to be beautiful. There was no artist, no consciousness. And yet we find it profoundly beautiful. Why? Because the beauty isn't in the thing itself. It's created in our experience of it.
And this suggests something pretty radical. That meaning isn't some gift the artist puts into the work for us to find. Meaning is an event. It's a spark that happens in the space between the art and the consciousness of the viewer. You are an active co-creator of meaning.
And if that's true, then it doesn't matter that an AI has no intention or consciousness. The fact that the machine is a silent creator doesn't stop us from finding meaning in its work. In fact, that very gap between its cold process and our warm, human need to find meaning in everything, that might be where an entirely new kind of beauty is being born right now.
This just reframes the entire debate, doesn't it? It takes the focus off the creator and puts it squarely back on us, the audience. The ultimate judge of what's beautiful isn't the artist's story, it's our own response.
And that leads us to this final thought. If a machine with no soul and no story creates a piece of music or an image that moves you to your very core, maybe more than any human art ever has, can you honestly look at it and say, nope, that's not real beauty? I'm not so sure you can. But what about you?